All right. Qualifying is over. It's time to go racing with Jordan Sims on the pole, Michael Whiting on the outside. Second row is Mason Neal and Brian Mansfield. Matt Stewart and Blake Mosley have the third row. David Garman and Graham Nucky have the fourth row. Greg Brazow and Kevin Martin on the fifth row. Brandon McLaughlin and Jonathan Wright, 11th and 12th. 13th is Patrick Coluccio. 14th is Eddie Baker. 15th is Jim Johnson. Spencer Brown is 16th. Sean Crooks is 17th. Michael Scruggs is 18th. Dakota Wilson 19th. Shanna Harton is 20th. DJ Kenner 21st. He did not qualify, but he has gridded, so we will have the full 21 car field here. And as they roll off for a couple of quick pace laps, last minute notes. Remember, almost no banking on this track. The highest banking is 7% in the turns, and that is right up by the wall. If you're that high up, you're in trouble. There's several different ways you can take these turns, including one very odd, peculiar way I've seen done that somehow seems to work, where you cut across the apron, and both lines can be fast if they are run right, but it is going to get squirrely. They are using the low downforce setup, so it's going to get really exciting, especially that first 5 laps on fresh, cold tires. This one might get a little bit nasty. And remember, every position is going to count here tonight with so many points positions so close together. Pace car is in. Green flag in the air, and they are down and away. And remember, this is Michael Whiting's home track. He is expecting to have a good run. Sends it off into turn 1, and way up high, we've got cars sliding mid-pack. Everybody manages to keep it straight, at least. Oh, we've got a car, that's Graham Nucky, bouncing off the wall out of 2. And checking up the whole outside line. Now they're 3 wide. And they're trying to get 3 wide as they come down the front straightaway. Graham Nucky back up to speed, but does take some damage up front. And DJ, the Iceman Kenner, still back in 21st, has not advanced any positions yet. And Michael Whiting, meanwhile, out front. He's got Mason Neal and Jordan Sims with him. And then a 3-car pack as Blake Mosley is battling with Brian Mansfield. Off of turn 4, Mosley drifts up, almost gets into the door. Last time by, Mason Neal had the fastest lap. But Michael Whiting did say he expects everybody, the guys that are the most patient, will come out ahead here tonight. Tire strategy will be an issue. Most races we're looking at, most of the time fuel runs out before their tires become an issue, but with such little banking here tonight, these guys are definitely going to have tire issues before they have fuel issues. As we've got a side-by-side battle, Greg Brazow and Jonathan Wright now. Now, Jonathan Wright and Eddie Baker, Now, Eddie Baker changes his line late in the turn and trying to find a little bit of draft. Back behind him, Kevin Martin and Brandon McLaughlin were battling. They've straightened it out. Sean Crooks comes by Patrick Coluccio, and the Iceman is on the hunt. DJ Kenner starting to pick up positions, now up to 17th. And looks like he has got that bottom groove working. He's picking up 1 or 2 cars a lap once his tires are warmed up. Up front, Michael Whiting continues to lead, but Mason Neal right on the back bumper. Jordan Sims now losing the leaders by 3/4 of a second. And finally, Mason Neal manages to slip by Michael Whiting, and he is starting to take off a little bit. Brian Mansfield gets back around Blake Mosley and continues marching forward, trying to close the 1.5 second gap to Jordan Sims. Blake Mosley, David Garman both have advanced 1 spot since the race started. Jonathan Wright has picked up a couple spots. Eddie Baker's actually up 3 spots now as he makes his way forward. And Eddie Baker comes in tonight 4th in points. He needs to get around David Garman to not lose any. And the man on the mission right now is the 32 of DJ, the Iceman Kenner. He is now up to 17th and looking for a way around Sean Crooks. And he is definitely making that middle and bottom line work. Everybody else we're seeing jump up and run as high as possible. And Dakota Wilson's following him around the track as it looks like he is going to clear Sean this time. That'll move him up to 16th. Dakota now looking to the bottom. Dakota sends it in fairly deep that time, manages to hold on to it. And Patrick Coluccio, way high off of turn 2, manages to keep it off the wall. And Patrick Coluccio is, oh no, talk about fighting back off the turn. Mason Neal starting to open up that lead, almost 1 second, and now Jordan Sims has gotten past Michael Whiting for second. Michael Whiting now back to third. Blake Mosley has gotten around Brian Mansfield. Mansfield is actually going backwards now. He is, caution. Oh, looks like Greg Bruzau just clipped the corner of Brian Mansfield's car and sent him around. Brian Mansfield was obviously struggling a bit with the handling before then, and that is definitely going to hurt. He's got very little damage, and I expect to see everybody on pit road this time. Hey, make sure you say hello. Let us know you're watching. Drop in and let us know who you're cheering for. All right, Mason Neal is going to lead the pack onto pit road. Looking to see if anybody's going to be brave and stay out. Although it would not be advisable. These guys will lose a lot of time on old tires. Nobody stays out. Mason Neal will hit his pit box first. And now it's a race off of pit road. And I wonder if we see anybody change right sides only tonight. It looks like Michael Whiting had problems getting in position in the... Yes, Mason Neal changes right sides only. Talk about a very quick pit stop with right sides only. Blake Mosley now in second. Michael Whiting back in third. And a bunch of cars side by side coming off of pit road. And what an interesting start to things there. All right, Mason Neal up front. Blake Mosley now up to second. Blake Mosley did take 4 tires. Michael Whiting, I'm looking to see if anybody else took 2 tires. Looks like Jim Johnson took 2 tires. And those are the only 2. And I believe Brian Mansfield did not fast repair. I do believe he got manually repaired. Let's see if we can get a closer look at that. Yep, he did not fast repair. He just took a few seconds of old school manual repair. And while we're at it, let's see. DJ the Iceman Kenner, 4 tires and fuel. He comes off pit road in 13th. Lights are out on the pace car, getting ready to go green flag again here at New Hampshire. Michael Whiting definitely the fastest on the early run. Will he try and get to the lead right away or play it more patient this time? Green flag in the air. And will that two-tire stop by Mason Neal have an impact here? Off into turn number 1, and everybody stays fairly stable as Mason Neal gets out in front of Blake Mosley. Mosley fighting back on the outside, though. Down the back straightaway, off into 3 and 4. Several different lines being used here as Greg Bruzau is starting to march his way forward as well. He is now up battling for 10th spot with Jim Johnson. Remember, Jim Johnson, the only other car to take left side. Oh, we've got a spin in the back. Brian Mansfield gets caught again. Caution is out. Looks like Shanna Harton involved. And going off into the turn, there was another incident as the caution came out with Blake Mosley getting turned around. Sean Crooks gets caught. And let's see if we can find what happened. There is Shanna Harton in the white. It says 22 on the side. Going off, comes off of turn 1. Oh, Brian Mansfield just lost the back end. Collected Shanna and one other, I think that was Brandon McLaughlin in the back. So 2 separate incidents under caution this time. And let's see, the leaders all stay out. Blake Mosley, Brian Mansfield, Spencer Brown, Shanna Harton all enter pit road. Oh, thanks, Jonathan. I appreciate it, buddy. And I am sure, Skylar, you are right. Wrenches are probably being thrown, Jonathan. Kevin Coleman missed the race by 30 seconds. And I do believe that Aflac car is driven by Brandon McLaughlin. And you know who has snuck by all the chaos so far and made up a ton of positions? I'm still shocked he started at the back of the field, but DJ Kenner now up to 11th. And hey, the return of Greg Bruzau has been really good so far. He is in the top 10. And as always, we have to shout out Graham Nucky and how much he has been improving over the last few months. Definitely expect to see a win out of him this season before this season is out. Oh, I should have recognized it by the last name, Petey. My bad. I kept looking at your last name thinking, I know that last name. All right, pace car about to drop off, and here they go again. Green flag back in the air. We knew tonight would be full of chaos. Let's see how much they get. Remember, Mason Neal did not take left side tires on the first pit stop. Michael Whiting has 4 fresh ones, or 4 fresher tires. And as they come off the back, come down the back straightaway, a little bit of chaos there mid-pack. Off into turn 3, and Jordan Sims working his way back to the front. Mason Neal really making those right sides work here. And another driver on the move is Eddie Baker, who started in 14th and is now up to 4th. Goes a little high in 1 and 2. Coming back down, Matt Stewart starting to drift up in the middle of the corner. Almost got the 0-4 of Jonathan Wright. And a lot of cars getting really loose. I think that was Shanna Hart. Oh, we've got a wreck going into turn 3. Caution is out again. Looks like Sean Crook's involved. Just as we were looking at cars getting loose off of turn 2, it looks like Coluccio drove too hard into turn 3 and collected. Might have got on the brakes a little too hard. Let's see if we can get one more. Oops. Let's back this up just a little bit and see. As it looks like, oh, Patrick got a tap from the 95 as he went off into turn 3. And Brandon McLaughlin is caught in it. Michael Scruggs is caught in it. And a lot of cars on pit road, but the leaders are staying out. And it has definitely been an interesting start to the race. But Eddie Baker, got to give that man a shout out. Up to 4th, probably the biggest. Him and DJ Kenner are the two biggest movers, each up 10 spots, but Iceman is only up to 11th right now. Dakota Wilson said this was going to suck right before the race started. Started in 19th, up to 12th. Tonight's going to be a bit interesting, and would not surprise us to see a first-time winner here tonight. Trying to take a look again and see if Mason Neal has maybe become available. I don't see him, though. I was going to ask him about that 2-tire stop. But I do have an idea that might be fun. Might not be. Hey, Skyler, this is Doug in the booth. You got me?
What's up, buddy?
Hey, I know you're sitting down there on pit road talking to the drivers, and the last 10 laps have been chaos. So how's the mood right now?
I mean, they're all joking and laughing. Only a couple of the guys are angry. I haven't heard any F words or any other expletives. But it is early in the race. I will say that.
Well, it definitely is, and a lot going on so far. But it's good to hear that everybody's still in good spirits.
Oh yeah, so I mean, I'm sure things will change by the end of the race and or when the limited late models start, like last week. But I've got hope.
All right, man. Well, have fun and let me know if anything exciting happens.
Oh, I'll be sure to let you know, buddy.
All right, thanks, bud.
Yep.
All right, Skylar Massey, who will be in a limited late model later. Green flag back in the air. Mason Neal does not get started. The entire inside line checks up. Caution. And a lot of cars involved this time, and
Hey, Doug, you know how I just said nothing bad was happening yet?
Yeah, I kind of figured that. Mason Neal did not get started, and look at what happens behind him.
I hop back into that chat and get greeted with loads of expletives.
I am quite sure you did. Wow.
Well, all right. See you later, buddy.
See you, buddy. It's kind of good to have a pit reporter. It looks like, all right, this does happen here, and it's actually happened to me personally not too long ago. Shout out Craig Janzik. The outside line did not get started. And it looks like what happened, Graham Nucky was on it, had to check up. Let's take a look closer at Graham Nucky. As everybody checked up, he was actually slowing down to check up. The car behind him just couldn't get slowed in time, and that's where everything went wrong. Unfortunate for Graham, as we've been expecting a heck of a run out of him any time. Watching Spencer Brown actually gets very evasive and almost clears it. Then a couple of cars got hit with some Twisted Tea there, so, it is not often that you see a big one at New Hampshire. And you see the outside line checking up and just utter chaos. Once the inside line checked up, the entire outside line kind of went, once Graham Nucky got knocked up into the outside line, that's when everything kind of went wrong. And it looks like we have got several cars on pit road now. I'm looking to see DJ Kenner is on pit road. I did not see him involved in that. I thought he cleared it. Dakota Wilson, it definitely was involved. And a lot of cars starting to come back up off pit road. Several now showing a lap down as they are sitting on pit road having to get manual repairs. So we might see some modifieds on track before this is all said and done. Let's take a quick look at Patrick Coluccio. He took a hard hit. He is back out there. He is showing one lap down at the moment. Dakota Wilson also showing a lap down. Jim Johnson, Graham Nucky, Brandon McLaughlin, and Michael Scruggs. And Scruggs is going modified. That will definitely hurt Scruggs' chances here tonight, as downforce, especially on the front end, is so important at this track. It's definitely going to be a struggle for some of these drivers that have heavy damage. Zach Bache saying Mason Neal is going to win it here. We'll have to wait and see. He is still on those right sides only, and I don't think that had a huge impact to, unless he spun the tires as he got on the gas. That's the only possibility I can think of that caused him to check up so bad. Usually Mason Neal is off like a rocket, so I'm thinking those tires definitely came into play. As they come around, looks like they are getting ready to go back to green. All right. Everybody lining up. Michael Whiting and Eddie Baker up front. Mason Neal, Jonathan Wright on the second row. Jordan Sims and Garmy on the third row. Green flag back in the air. Michael Whiting gets a great jump this time off into turn number one. And despite the incident just a moment ago, everybody is still going full bore, full send all the way around the track. And as you see, Brian Mansfield starting to make his way back towards the front. He's been caught in literally every incident so far tonight. And another interesting tidbit here is going to be the pit strategy and the fuel strategy, as some of these folks that are a lap down, guess what? They just pitted. So they will have fuel, whereas a lot of these guys have not pitted since about lap 10 or 12. Like Michael Whiting, Eddie Baker, Mason Neal, the top three have not pitted. Since lap 11. The first car to have pitted most recently, Blake Mosley pitted on lap 25. And it's definitely starting to show as Mosley is up to ninth and making his way forward. Matt Stewart looking to make up some points here tonight. Oh, we've got a car bouncing off the wall. Can't tell who it is yet. And a lot of chaos behind. Everybody got clear of it, but I think that might have been... Scruggs was slow on the bottom. We'll have to take a quick look and see. Oh, that was Jonathan Wright, and he's in the wall again in turn 2. No caution yet. Patrick Coluccio involved. Both of them losing a lot of time here. Coluccio coming by, and Jim Johnson down on the bottom. Let's see what happened to Jim. A lot of chaos going on right now. Jim gets up off turn 2, gets loose, and hits the infield wall. And expect to see a lot of that tonight as well. Tyler Robertson in the chat, and as the points leader, Mason Neal second in points, 18 points behind him, saying Tyler Robertson now saying Mason needs to finish in 18th. I hate to break it to you, Tyler, but Mason's in second right now, buddy. Jordan Sims in third, and now Blake Mosley, the furthest car up on fresh tires. He is now up to fourth after restarting in 10th. The next two guys with fresh tires that stopped on 10 laps ago, Brian Mansfield, Kevin Martin. And they are nose to tail in 9th and 10th. Shanna Harton also on fresh tires. She is up to 12th. And DJ, the Iceman Kenner, is on fresh tires as well, trying to find his way around Shanna in 13th. Michael Whiting, his last stop, lap 11, and he is in the lead, trying to run away from Mason. I will be sure to, hey Skylar Massey, let Mason know that Tyler Robertson noticed he has a loose wheel. Several cars starting to, we've got Blake Mosley getting, or not Blake Mosley, excuse me. Jordan Sims getting a little bit loose. Michael Scruggs just came to pit road. Remember, he was driving around here with no front clip. Obviously having a massive impact to that car. And as they start to spread out, we just reached the halfway point. Now the question is, how much further can they go? Can they go far enough to do this on one more stop? David Garman has made his way up into 5th. Eddie Baker now up to 7th place. Greg Brazow making his Outlaw return is currently in 9th, but being passed by Brian Mansfield. And here comes the Iceman, DJ Kenner. Currently in 11th, continuing his steady movement forward. Although Sean Crooks right there on his back bumper almost got a piece of him. And look, there is Graham Nucky. Graham Nucky currently in 17th, one lap down, but he is charging forward. He got the worst of that last caution. Graham gets loose in 1 and 2, drifts up. Great save by the 19 as well. Sean Crooks sees it coming, drifts up, and they keep it safe. DJ Kenner just taking 9th spot and now about to take 8th from Eddie Baker. Eddie Baker's in the wall on the high side. There's a car loose on turn 1 and 2. Do believe it's Greg Brazow. Let's take a look. Yes, it was. He got on the brakes way hard into 1 and 2. Managed to drift it, at least get it off the track so he didn't impact any other drivers. Definitely a close call. And meanwhile, while Michael Whiting is out front, here comes Blake Mosley. Greg Brazow in another incident. And Blake Mosley now to 2nd. Let's see what happened to Greg. It looks like he might have just stopped on the back straightaway. That looks like what happened there. All right, Blake Mosley continuing to march his way to the front on fresher tires. Then Michael Whiting by 14-lap fresher tires, and here he goes. Blake Mosley to the lead for the first time this season. Michael Whiting now back into second, and here comes Mason Neal. Caution. Graham Nucky, it looks like. Oh, Graham Nucky Eddie Baker just clipped the left rear tire, sent him into the inside wall. And I would bet we see everybody on pit road, including Blake Mosley, but now Blake having the lead. And now you got to wonder, will Mason Neal try another two-tire stop? He really has to take 4 this time. And everybody is coming to pit road. And looks like the lap down car of Dakota Wilson is going to stay out. Patrick Coluccio, Jim Johnson, these guys are going to hope to get a wave around and have enough time to get their pit stops completed. As everybody comes to the end of pit road, Greg Brazow coming off pit road. He had just been on there after that incident. Now the race is off of pit road here. And Blake Mosley gets it done. 4 tires and fuel for Blake Mosley. He should reassume the lead. Let's see if we can talk to him. Hey, Blake, this is Doug in the booth. You got me?
I do.
Hey, man. Heck of a run and getting all the way up to the first. You ran from like 12th spot on that last stop on fresh tires through the entire field.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I kind of got lucky on a few of those passes, and they kind of wrecked on the back stretch. I was just able to avoid them.
Well, you definitely had a heck of a run to the front. Now that everybody's back on the same tire strategy, are you going to be able to keep these guys behind you?
Yeah, I kind of found something there on entry of the corner to help set the car up for exit, so hopefully that carries over to this run too, but we'll see.
All right, man. Well, good luck. You're having a great run so far. Keep up the good work.
Yep, thank you.
All right, Tyler Robertson is now cheering for Blake Mosley. I swear, I really wish Mason Neal was available to talk to right now. I would be happy to relay this. But you know what? There might be a way. Hey, Skyler, this is Doug. You got me?
What's going on, Doug?
Hey, man, we need a little help. Mason Neal is not in Discord, so I can't talk to him, but Tyler Robertson has noticed he has a loose wheel. So can you relay that information and let us know what he says?
I have no way of talking to Mason if he's not in Discord, buddy.
Well, I mean, could you have somebody that's in Discord with you relay that? And
Oh, yeah, I can pass the word along for them to pass the word along.
would be
no promises that what the intended message is going to get relayed, because, it's like playing telephone, but
Yeah.
I will do my best.
All right, man. Just let him know he's got a loose wheel, apparently too fast entering, and all of this is per Tyler Robertson.
I will let everybody know.
Thanks, buddy.
Yep.
It's great having a pit reporter tonight. All right, Blake Mosley still in the lead, choosing to restart on the high side. Michael Whiting in second on the inside. Then it's Jordan Sims and Mason Neal. Matt Stewart, David Garman, DJ Kenner, Brian Mansfield, Kevin Martin, and Eddie Baker rounding out the top 10. Pace car is in. Green flag back in the air. Looking to make sure we don't have any issues on this restart. And Eddie Baker already looking to the low side. Almost got in the back of Mansfield there. Got a way better start. And several cars starting to really work their way forward. A little 3 wide. A couple of guys get loose there. Brian Mansfield got loose. I think DJ might have gotten a little loose off of 2 as well. Off into 3 and 4. Caution. Michael Scruggs and Brandon McLaughlin. Oh, and it looks like Brandon McLaughlin just got in a little deeper, caught the back bumper of Michael Scruggs. Let's take a look at it from one more angle here. Yeah, he just drove in way deeper, and that collects both him and Greg Bruzau gets caught again. Bruzau definitely struggling and having a lot of difficulty here tonight. Michael Whiting does come out ahead with the lead for the moment. Jordan Sims now in 3rd, Mason Neal in 4th, David Garman in 5th. Brian Mansfield 6th, Eddie Baker 7th, Matt Stewart 8th, Kevin Martin 9th, and DJ Kinner actually lost a little ground. He is now back in 10th. Several cars, well, it looks like Michael Scruggs, Dakota Wilson, Greg Bruzau, all, and Brandon McLaughlin all on pit road now. 3 of those will be for repairs. I'm betting Dakota Wilson comes to pit road. He saw, now that he is back to the lead lap, he saw how fast these other guys were with even just a few lap fresher tires. I'm betting he's hoping that 4 fresh tires will pay off here tonight. Looks like Patrick Coluccio back to the lead lap. Let's see if we can get a quick word with the madman. Hey, Coluccio, it's Doug. You got me?
Hey, what's up, buddy?
Hey, man, you are back on the lead lap. It's been a rough race for you so far. Are you going to be able to get back towards the front?
Let's hope, man. Let's hope none of that BS happens that happened on that one restart there. I don't know what's going on, but it's got to stop.
We could just, apparently, according to Tyler Robertson, it's all Mason Neal's fault, so just for what it's worth.
It's always Mason's fault, though, so it makes sense, I guess.
All right, man. Good luck. Congrats on getting back to the lead lap. Hopefully you can get back up towards the front.
Thanks, buddy. I really appreciate it.
All right. Patrick Coluccio, everybody. Still in good humor despite being caught in one of the guys that's been caught in several incidents here so far tonight. Only the cars at the back went to pit road this time, so nobody taking a pit stop for strategy here. However, in about a lap or so, they should be able to go the distance on fuel. Actually, they should be able to go the distance on fuel from here, so I'm a little surprised we didn't see more cars on pit road. But the guys that stopped, like Dakota Wilson, who did not need repairs, he just stopped to change tires and fuel. That might be the winning strategy here. Everybody else will have to stop one more time. Per NASCAR, the 49 needs to be parked for aggressive driving. Tyler, you're cracking me up tonight, buddy. We'll try and get a word with Mason Neal after the race, regardless of where he finishes, and get his thoughts on that. All right, off into 3 and 4. Pace car will drop off here in just a moment, and we'll go racing. Michael Whiting on the outside, Blake Mosley on the inside. Pace car is in. Green flag back in the air. Michael Whiting gets the better restart here and has the momentum advantage up on the high side through 1 and 2. Already got some drivers, and I think it's Eddie Baker diving to the bottom through 1 and 2, trying to pick up a couple positions. Brian Mansfield really high through 1 and 2. Everybody makes it through cleanly this time. We'll see if they get through 3 and 4 okay. A lot of different lines and tactics being used here as we start to see some cars working their way forward, but everybody completes the lap. 23 laps to go. And we've got a car off track on the back straightaway. It was Jordan Sims. Let's see what happened to Sims here. Oh, he just got loose off of turn 2, went down to that inside. There he is. He had to struggle to get it back, but the track stays green, and Jordan Sims was one up there battling for the win not too long ago. He's been in the top 5 all night. So a bit of a heartbreak for him. Tony Wright saying it is go time for Dakota. Dakota on the freshest tires on the track is actually making his way up. He is up to 12th now and marching forward. And it's amazing the difference just a couple of laps on tires makes. Michael Whiting still out front. Blake Mosley in second. Mason Neal third. David Garman now up to 4th, marching his way forward. Brian Mansfield back to 5th. He has been struggling on the restarts, but great on the long run. We'll have to see if he can get some momentum now. He's got some laps on those tires. Eddie Baker currently in 6th, still continuing to work his way forward. We've got a car in the wall behind. Caution is out. Let's start with what happened to Michael Scruggs. It might be... There is Michael Scruggs after repairs, gets loose off of turn number 2. Then in 3 and 4, Spencer Brown in the 95. Oh, Dakota Wilson just drifted up just a hair, catches Dakota Wilson's left rear and sends him around, or catches Spencer Brown rather, and sends him around. And then another car coming from behind to add insult to injury, just couldn't get checked up to avoid him. Trying to see who that is back there, as we've got half the field is on pit road, half of them staying out. Michael Whiting and David Garman staying out. Jonathan Wright stays out. Patrick Coluccio stays out. All of these drivers pitted on lap 43. Everybody else came in. We'll have to see if we see some right side. Mason Neal takes right sides only again. He figured out how to make it work. Blake Mosley, 4 tires. Everybody else looks like a 4-tire stop here. Meanwhile, Michael Whiting continuing to lead, but now for the first time, David Garman into the top 5. An update on a couple of drivers. Patrick Coluccio got his lap back just a caution ago. He now comes up and is in 4th. DJ the Iceman Kenner, who started dead last on the field, is in 10th. Shanna Harton got caught in a couple of the earlier incidents. She is up to 11th. Dakota Wilson, after pits, after he was working his way forward, he is now into 15th. But remember, the top 4 cars did not pit. They're going to have to make those tires last and work. First car off pit road was Mason Neal with only 2 tires. The only driver to do so, then Blake Mosley on back, is 4 fresh tires. With less than 20 laps to go, can these guys make those tires last? see if we can get a quick word with Garmin. Hey, Garmin, this is Doug. You got me?
What up, Doug?
Hey, man. Are you sure that staying out was the right decision here? Are you worried at all?
Yep. Not the right decision, but I'm pretty much committed to it, so I'm just going to stick with Michael and see what happens.
All right, man. Well, at least one driver, Mason Neal, only took right sides. Everybody else took 4, but you got a little buffer there with Coluccio and Jonathan.
Yeah, we'll see how it goes. I mean, we still got, 15 laps to go, so there's going to be plenty of time for things to happen, so we'll see how this works.
All right, man. Good luck, buddy.
See ya.
All right, David Garmin definitely worried about the no stop. Kevin Coleman cheering on Mason Neal. Tyler Robertson trying to get Mason Neal black flagged, and Jeffrey Murray cheering on Jonathan Wright here. Pace car about to duck off. All these different tire strategies could come into play on this restart if there's problems at the front. Pace car in, green flag in the air. No problems on this restart. I take that back. It looks like we had one car, the 04. Jonathan Wright had a hard time getting rolling. He's up to speed now in turn 1. But Blake Mosley is trying to make something happen up the middle off of turn 2. He gets turned into the wall. Caution is out and chaos on the backstretch. DJ Kenner is caught. Blake Mosley, you see right there, spins right in front and catches DJ Kenner. DJ's been marching his way forward. The only 2 cars heavily impacted there. Michael Whiting and David Garmin maintain the lead. Nobody had gotten around him. Jonathan Wright also managed to hold on to 3rd. Mason Neal picked 1 spot up and gets to 4th. Coluccio now up to 5th. Brian Mansfield 6th. Eddie Baker 7th. Matt Stewart 8th. Kevin Martin 9th. And Jordan Sims in 10th. Shanna Harton has been putting on a show here the last couple of weeks since she's joined the Outlaws, and here she is. She is working her way. She's in 11th now. She's been in the top 10 for the better part of the night, though. And Patrick Coluccio comes to pit road. He is hoping this pit strategy pays off here. You got 3 drivers there at the front that are probably pretty worried right about now. Let's see if we can talk to Michael Whiting. Hey, Michael, this is Doug. You got me?
Hey, Doug, I do.
Hey, man. Talked to Garmin on that last caution. He said he was a bit worried about the old tires. How are you feeling about this strategy?
We're the same. I just talked to him a little bit, and I said, yeah, we're sitting ducks. But we're going to play it out and see what happens, Doug.
You know, with the cautions, it might play out to you guys' advantage having this track position right now.
Yeah, like I said earlier, I think track position is huge, and I don't want to get caught up in anything back there. So we'll take our chances up front here and see what happens.
And DJ Kenner, who had been marching his way to the front, he got caught in that, and now he's a lot further back. That ought to take a little pressure off of you the way he was driving tonight.
Yeah, I heard he was moving forward. The guys were talking about it in chat. So, yeah, DJ's always a threat, that's for sure.
All right, man. Well, good luck, buddy.
Thank you.
All right, Michael Whiting, David Garmin, both a little bit worried, as I'm sure Jonathan Wright is as well. Mason Neal in 4th on right side tires only. Brian Mansfield in 5th on back on fresh tires. And a handful of drivers. DJ Kenner came in for damage. Patrick Coluccio came in and got tires. Blake Mosley came to pit road. He would have had damage as well, and that looks like the only cars that came to pit road this time. And they are currently in 14th, 15th, and 16th. So only a couple laps fresher tires than everybody in front of them, but could make a difference here, especially with the top four on significantly different pit strategies. And now the 49 is being requested to the NASCAR hauler post-race. And don't forget, immediately after this race, we will have some limited late models from Limaland. That is a lot of a lot of L's. David Garman currently leading the championship in that series. Pace car is in. Can the old tires hold the front? Green flag is in the air. Let's find out. 10 to go at the line. Michael Whiting does not get a good launch, but off into turn one, he gets the nose ahead. It's still side by side, and Mason Neal right to Whiting's back bumper. Has to check up just a little bit. And really sketchy back behind. Meanwhile, the top three on the different tire strategy trying to hold on, and Eddie Baker on the move. Eddie Baker just picked up a couple of spots. Now back up into fourth. Couple of guys getting way loose. We've got one that spun off the track. Caution. Dakota Wilson involved. Graham Nucky involved. Eddie Baker comes charging through the field, and oh, let's see, we did not. Dakota Wilson slides up, tries to stay off the 22, gets loose, hits the inside wall. Graham Nucky catches a piece of it. Brandon McLaughlin catches a piece of it as well. And there's what it looks like when you're coming down to a wreck. And definitely a heartbreak for those three guys who have all been up in the top five at some point tonight, still having to battle their way back from damage multiple times. Jamie, no. They do not. They are actually, the Outlaws are actually recruiting for a lot of their asphalt series, especially for Tuesdays and Thursdays. And you can check out the Facebook page for us and posted a lot of different leagues that are recruiting for a variety of asphalt and dirt series right now. And of course, anybody's welcome to join us on Friday nights for the HTSAI Friday Fun Series. All right, this is going to come down to a 5-lap shootout, I do believe. Michael Whiting, David Garman on old tires. They have not stopped since lap 55. Mason Neal stopped on lap 57, got right sides only. I stand correct, there's Jonathan Wright, who stopped on lap 43 as well, so he is also on old tires. Everybody else stopped at lap 57 or later. And we've got several on pit road. Michael Scruggs back on pit road. Dakota Wilson on pit road for repairs. Looks like Graham Nucky went to pit road as well. So everybody involved in that incident, plus Michael Scruggs, went to pit road for more repairs as well. His car has been through the ringer tonight, as has Graham Nucky's car. And Scruggs is actually back to running a modified here. He is missing his front clip yet again. One more time around for them. They will get the 1 to green this time by. And it looks like Garmy is playing. He might be trying to keep some heat in those tires, to be honest. And he might be practicing restarts just to make sure he doesn't spin the tires. That is a very real possibility, considering where he gunned it past the pace car at. Looks like Michael Whiting will restart on the outside. That gives him the advantage through 1 and 2. He'll be able to maintain more speed, especially on those older tires. Mason Neal in third, Jonathan Wright in fourth. Everybody behind them on fresher tires. Mason Neal on fresher tires, then the other three, but only right sides. As they line back up for the restart, things are about to get really interesting here. All right, pace car about to drop off. Green flag is in the air. Michael Whiting gets a great restart, as does David Garman. No holding up behind. But here comes Mason Neal, right sides only, and Jonathan Wright trying to fight. Here comes Brian Mansfield. And a little bit loose from Eddie Baker on the bottom off of turn 2. Matt Stewart's now in this battle. Through 3 and 4, everybody gets through okay. A little sketchy with Eddie Baker there, and now Matt Stewart gets a run to the bottom. Jordan Sims is coming with him. Jordan Sims down on the apron, sending it into one. Taps into Matt Stewart, sends him up the track. Matt Stewart is around. Caution. What a gutsy move there by Jordan Sims to try and pick up some positions. And as you saw, Jordan just gets into the side of him. Several cars collected in that, including Matt Stewart, who was picking up a lot of positions. I am guessing Matt Stewart is not exactly happy right now. Trying to see if we can get another shot of that incident. Let's see if we can take a look at this one more time. You see this power move by Jordan Sims down to the bottom, onto the apron. He was going to pick up several positions, just snapped a little bit loose on him, and he just barely catches Matt Stewart, but enough to cause the incident and bring out the caution. Jamie, I will have one of the admins get in touch. They run 358s on Mondays, limited late models on Wednesdays. Blake Mosley, the only car to come to pit road other than Matt Stewart towed to pit road. I am guessing Matt might be done. We'll have to wait and see. Definitely a frustrating situation. Matt Stewart had a fast car tonight. And while all of that was going on, David Garman managed to slip to the lead, and now Mason Neal up to second. Michael Whiting now back to third as they get ready to go green. And looks like Garman is going to choose to start on the high side this time. Saw it work for Michael Whiting, but now Mason Neal will start on the bottom. And it looks like Jordan Sims did receive an EOL for that maneuver there, so he will start back in 16th. I think we've all tried that move at this track, and it only works about 50% of the time, to be honest. All right, green, white, checkered time, folks. As they line back up side by side. David Gorman has been out there since lap 43 on that set of tires. Mason Neal in second place, right sides only, but he got those on lap 57. Michael Whiting and Jonathan Wright have been out there since lap 43. Then everybody else has got the 4 fresh tires since lap 57 or later in the race. And worth noting is that DJ Kenner now back into the top 10. We'll see how many positions he can pick up. Brian Mansfield has also been picking off 1 or 2 a lap on these restarts. Will he be able to pick something up here? Old tires up front, new tires in the back. A lot of guys chomping at the bit as the pace car is in. Green flag in the air. Here they go. Garmin gets a good launch right off the bat. He is out ahead as they go off into turn 1. Drops down to the low side and cuts off Mason Neal's run. Brian Mansfield drifting up. Here comes Mason Neal, though. Mason Neal to the bottom. And almost 4 wide on the back straightaway. Garmin, though, holds on to the lead. He's going to take the white flag here. Garmin takes the white flag, but Mason Neal dropping back to the bottom again. Off into 1 and 2, Mason Neal has an advantage. Off of turn 2, Mason Neal to the lead. Off into 3 and 4, Garmin looking to the bottom. Does he have enough? Here comes Jonathan Wright in third. Will anybody be able to get around Mason Neal? No, they do not. Mason Neal gets the win. Garmin comes home second. Jonathan Wright finishes third. Michael Whiting fourth. Eddie Baker finishes in fifth. Jim Johnson comes back for a 6th place finish. Brian Mansfield goes back to 7th. DJ Kenner back up in 8th. Kevin Martin is 9th. Dakota Wilson in 10th. Shanna Harton finishes in 11th. Spencer Brown in 12th. Sean Crooks 13th. Blake Mosley 14th. Jordan Sims 15th. Patrick Coluccio finishes 16th. Brandon McLaughlin 17th. Greg Bruzow 18th. 19th is Michael Scruggs. Matt Stewart and Graham Nucky 20th and 21st. And I am sure Tyler Robertson is going to tell us that Mason Neal is going to fail post-race tech. All right, let's see if we can start talking to a couple of drivers here. I'm looking to see, I saw Jonathan Wright earlier. Don't see him available right now. Let's get a quick word with 2nd place finisher David Garmin. Garmin, this is Doug. You got me? Hey, David, this is Doug. You got me? Oh, he may have stepped away. All right, we'll wait for him to come back here in just a moment. Also looking for Mason Neal to appear. Yet Dakota did bounce back for a top 10. And Tyler Robertson is confirming Mason Neal is going to fail tech. All right, let's see. And Jonathan Wright is here. Hey, Jonathan.
Yeah, man.
Hey, man. Heck of a run there. A great 3rd place finish, and the old tires seem to have paid off.
I just got lucky with all the cautions that kept coming out. I was spinning the tires bad on restarts, and I had no turn and no rotation in center.
Well, it seemed to work out. You got around Michael Whiting there at the end for that third place finish and managed to hold on and hold off a lot of fast cars.
Yeah, I had to do the whole not pit and get up front because I lost my track position earlier because I was a dummy and gassed it up too much off two, put it in the wall, then I got dumped and had to figure something out. But luckily, I got good teammates that kind of give me advice, like Mason. So,
Well, definitely a great run, a top 3 finish. Definitely has got to be an awesome feeling here tonight with all the chaos.
yep, first one. That's my first top 5. I'm getting better and better each week. Maybe I'll win one of these things before the season's over.
All right, man. Well, good luck, and hopefully we see you in victory lane before the season's out.
Yeah, man. Congrats to Mason.
All right, let's see if we can get a word with David Garman now. Hey, Garmy, it's Doug. You got me?
What up, Doug?
Hey, man. Looks like that tire strategy ended up paying off.
Yeah, I can't really complain to come away with a second. With I'm pretty sure I think I had like 15, 20 lap older tires than he did, but still, yeah, there was no way I was gonna hold him back. He had such fresh tires, and I just watched the whole thing happen when he backed up going into 3. I was like, well, he's gonna get the run off before, and he went to the inside, and I wasn't gonna block him because it would have just taken us both out. So good win for him, and yeah, I'll take another second place. I think it's second one in a row and like 4th of the season. One of these days, I'll pull out a win.
I'm sure of it.
Yeah, so nah, it was a good race. I had fun. So now I'll move on to the Dirt Limiteds and see what we can do there.
Probably another win there. Congrats, buddy.
I'll see you, Doug.
All right, and let's talk to our winner, Mason Neal. Now, Mason, before we go any further, I have to tell you that apparently, according to Tyler Robertson, your car does not pass post-race inspection.
Tell him to go inspect his airplanes.
I have heard throughout the race that apparently you had a loose wheel. You were speeding on pit road. I'm trying to look back up through here and see all the different penalties you had.
Wow. Loose lug nut, Chad Canals on the pit box, you know.
Yeah, he said to make sure to tell you he's been listening and watching. So there you have. If you have any appropriate words for Tyler right now.
Tyler, we'll discuss this in the team chat after the race to the NASCAR hauler.
I think you actually got called to the hauler, but you get another win, and even with him using a drop race tonight, that'll still close that points gap up, and actually it looks like a lot of the points gaps are going to close up tonight. Could make the rest of the season interesting.
Yeah, it'll be really interesting there once they start showing the drops, and it's going to get really tight, especially up in the top 4 or 5 between me, Tyler, Eddie, and David Garman. We'll see what happens with that. I can't remember what we got. If the admins keep it, North Wilkesboro next week, Atlanta, and Michigan to finish the season, so it should be pretty fun.
It definitely will be, and Wilkesboro could be a deciding factor as well.
Well, if tonight's any indicator, we'll see.
It'll be a wild one for sure.
Yes. Oh man, I was very lucky there. I took tires there with the caution. I can't remember what it was 18 to go. I took tires, and I knew if I could get to the front, I would be able to stick it, and managed to avoid some chaos there too. So really happy to be up front, and props again to David Garman for really another good tight race there on that green-white checker.
And it also looks like the first stop of the night and your last stop of the night, you took right sides only again.
Chad Knaus's calculator, air code 92104. What? No, I'm kidding. Yes, we took 2.
Well, it definitely, based on the pit times, that strategy definitely paid off. Both times it managed to work for you, man, and another great win. Congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you again to Outlaw, HDD, and everybody that sponsors the series, and thank you, Doug, for broadcasting.
My pleasure, man. Go celebrate, buddy.
Shotgun beers, woo!
All right, Mason Neal pulls off the win at New Hampshire, and now we move on to Limaland. Stick around. Don't go anywhere. We'll be back with you in just a moment.